Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs. Hope everybody's doing well today. I have a little project and I'm going to be using some amazing casting resin and some molds to do this. If you've never tried it, it's really fun. We're going to use just some different molds that I have. I have this one here and then an IOD mold that I haven't used yet. I haven't used any of them really, but I have cast with resin before, especially this amazing casting resin, and it's super easy to use. And we're going to be just putting different pictures or anything that we have. Maybe we already have copies of. Maybe loved ones. You could make a memory photo frame. But there are a lot of different things that you can use. The only thing I would say is if you're going to do something from your inkjet printer, make sure that you seal it with a sealer, an acrylic sealer, or even hairspray. That would work too. But anyway, we're going to be using these molds and we're going to be making four different, I might make more frames, but I'm going to try and do 4 frames today. And this resin sets up like within 10 minutes, so it's really super fun to use because you watch it right before your eyes. There's a part A and a part B, and the way you do it is you have to put equal parts of each. It comes with these little cups, but I have a bigger one because we're going to obviously need more than the little cups, or we'd have to keep measuring and measuring. And the way I do it is I just pretty much will put in, the first part in this cup. For instance, if I need, 20 milligrams or whatever, then I put that in, and then I'll fill the next one up to like 40. I think I did it like 60 and 60. So it just depends on, how much you think you're going to need. And on the mold itself, it tells you what you might need. I mean, you can look directly on there for each one. And I kind of did an estimated, like it said, like one was 39 milligrams and the other one was 30 grams, and so you basically add them all up and that's how you come up with it. And you basically just stir the two together until it's clear. It starts out cloudy, and then you put it in the mold, and when it turns completely white, basically they're done. And here I didn't do quite enough on that big frame, so I'm mixing some more. It's okay if the other stuff started to cure. You just add that to it. That's all you do is just you can add that right over it. Now see, it's cloudy there, and I'm going to mix it until it gets clear. And when it becomes clear, then it's time to pour it. And you don't have much time, so you have to pretty much, I'm adding some to that one because it looked a little short, and then I'm filling in on this one where I didn't finish. And what'll happen is that'll just adhere to what's already in there. So now I'm pulling out the one lone one that I had, and it's a little difficult. And it's mainly because it is a super involved little frame. It's got a lot of little intricate design in it. And I think the way that this mold is, it doesn't release as easily as the IOD molds. I love the IOD molds. But it's not hard. And honestly, if I'd have waited a little bit longer, these castings are a little bit soft. I should have really waited just another 5 minutes, but I was kind of in a hurry to try and get going on this. I'm hoping this is not going to be a really long video. So anyway, I'm just poking something in there to get that one portion out. And I also think I poured it a little bit thin on the one side, and I don't want it to rip, but it still came out perfect. And all the other ones are just about ready. So see, they're all white. They popped right out. No issue at all. The last one that I did is still probably needs to sit there for a little bit. You know, I can pull it out now, but it probably could go for another 5 minutes. And there, that one popped out perfect. And now we have this one. And this is the one that I added to. And it should pop out pretty easy too. And so anyway, all you really do is pour it, wait for it to turn white, and then it pops out. And if you see this one I'm holding now, we're going to have to make a back for that because I want it to be like the other ones. We're going to put something on the back. So for this, that round oval one, the big round oval, and this big square one or rectangle one, we're going to have to make a back for it. So what I do is I'm just putting those on a media mat or something plastic, because we're going to actually pour the resin right inside the middle of the frame onto whatever mat surface we have. And you could just use like a plastic cutting mat, or even a piece of plastic would work. I have the mat, so I'm using it. But basically, I'm just using some tape to tape down the sides so that the resin won't seep out the sides. And I'm going to do that on this. It's a little bit harder on this because of the shape, but I'm going to kind of go around it and just push with my fingers. And I'm just making like a dam for it not to pour out, for it to just stay put in the middle. And this is really easy to do. It's not difficult. And otherwise, you could just make a back. Like if you wanted to, you could just make like a cardstock back, or, whatever you would want, velvet or whatever you might want to put on the back, you could. But we're actually going to be using the backing to adhere things to, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit. So we kind of need that. So now I'm just pouring my resin again, and I'm going to just do equal parts. So part A and B. So whatever I put in of A, I have to put in B, equal amounts. And you just see right now it's cloudy. And so then I will just stir that until it gets to the point where it is clear. And then it tells me it's time to go ahead and pour it. So I'm just stirring till it's clear. There it is. It's clear now. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that right in the middle. And the frame itself will kind of hold it in. But if any of it seeps under, that's the point of having the painter's tape there. And now I'm going to pour some for the other side, the other frame. I could have done it for both, but I wasn't really 100% sure how much I was going to need. So anyway, I just want to show you that it does look completely clear at this point. And then I'm using the 2 cups because I've decided I can't really see the numbers that well on the other one. So I'm going to make sure I get the right amount. If you mix the wrong ratio, like too much of one and not enough of the other, then it won't cure. So as long as you go 50-50, it's pretty foolproof. So again, here it is cloudy, and I'm just going to mix it till it's clear. And then after that, all you do is pour it and again, you don't have a lot of time, so you want to make sure that you pour it, and then you have, you know, and like it's some extra mold or something that you might want to use, just in case you have a little extra, because you don't want to waste it. So anyway, that's what we're going to do there, and then we're going to wait for it to turn white, and it'll be ready to go. And that's all we're going to do with this, and then we'll be ready to go on to our next step. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and paint these, and I'm just using a gold metallic paint on this, and you can just paint directly onto it. You don't really have to prime it. I could have gone over this with like a primer or chalk paint or something first, but I'm really just going to go over this, and it's just going to take a couple coats, and I'm going to be actually using some different colors with it, but this is just some cheap metallic paint that I have. It's not really expensive or anything, and I'm going to go ahead and go over this, the front and the back, because it's going to be on a tree. I want the back to be painted also, you know. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of the ornaments with this gold metallic paint, and I'm going to do the front and back, and it's going to take 2, maybe 3 coats. I probably could have just gone over it with a primer or chalk paint first, and it would have used less paint, but I guess I was just being lazy. So in the long run, I probably would have saved time and paint, but anyway, I'm going to do that and make sure I get in all the little crevices and stuff like that. And these things paint up really well because they're made to do that. So that's what's really great about it. But I want the little backing to be painted. Not so much for this little one, but on some of them, you're going to actually see part of that. So it has to kind of match the frame itself. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the large frame. And I'm going to just go ahead and be using, it is Modern Masters by Rust-Oleum, and it's bronze. And I'm going to go ahead and just use that. I really like this color. It's really meant for you to use like a solution to give it a patina, but I like to use it just for the color, and it covers really, really well. And the big thing on this is to make sure you go in there and get all the little, you know, parts in there in the frame. Just stipple with your brush. And it's going to take a couple coats, and I probably really, on the slick parts on the back, I should have probably just put a primer on that. Now on the front parts of these, it's made to accept paint, so it has some grit to it. If you notice how much paint it's grabbing, it does a really good job. So you don't really have to do it so much on it, but on the back part that's slick, you probably should put a primer on that. It would probably go a lot faster. So anyway, I'm doing the smaller one now, and so I have the small oval. I'm going to do the front and the back on that. Again, because what we're going to be doing on this, that middle part of it's going to show. It's going to be part of the ornament. So if you're going to be covering that whole oval, you wouldn't have to do that. So now what I'm doing is I'm going over this with a bronze, Inca bronze cream, and then I'm going to go through my IOD transfers, because I might want to use one of those if I can find one the right size. I really had my heart set on a Santa, but I couldn't find one, and I'm cutting this little tree out, but that's probably not going to work. And then I'm looking at this Santa and just some little cutouts that I have, this little girl, and then this lady right there. She fits perfect, just right there. So that Santa looks really good there. It was very tempting to put him there, but I don't know. If I do another one, I think I'll put that Santa on because I thought he looked good. But I'm going to go ahead and use this transfer really, honestly, you can use anything. I was looking at this Santa too. I really liked him. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and use this. And all you do is you peel off the backing, you put it on, you use your transfer stick and rub it. And on a flat surface like this, it's really super, super easy. I cut it out to fit in there so, it wouldn't have any overhang. And then after you rub it and burnish it on there, all you're going to do is go over it with a sealer. You don't want it lifting up. And that's pretty much it. And I'm going over the whole thing with a sealer. It just will keep it from, chipping or anything like that. And also keeps the transfer on. And I'm going to do the back too. So that will completely finish this as far as that portion of it goes. And I really like the sealer gives it a tiny bit of gloss, not a lot. It's supposed to be a matte sealer, but it does have a little bit of gloss to it. And I'm using Top Coat, and it is a water-based sealer. It's a Colorantic, I can't for the name, and I use it, have had it forever, and I've used it. Now I'm taking my picture of the lady, and because this is a really weird shape in the middle, you have to remember this frame did not have a middle part, so we added that. So I just took my fingernail in there, what little fingernail I have on there, and just kind of went around so I could figure out what the shape was. And now that I've done that, I'm just going to use my sealer as a glue and a top coat at the same time. And I'm going to go ahead and glue down my lady right directly on there. And even though it doesn't go perfectly all around, you'll see what I do to kind of make it blend in. And this just will get it on there nice and easy. So now all I'm doing is I'm going to take a little bit of that gold paint and I'm going to go right around the edges of this paper and kind of blend it in and go in a little bit on it. And what that's going to do is that'll make it all blend in. Now I'm taking another transfer and I'm going to basically do the same thing I did with the other one. Is I'm going to kind of go around and get the shape of this oval so I can kind of cut out the shape that I need. Because once you take the transfer off, I don't really want it sticking to the other parts of the frame. So I kind of want it as close as I can to what the inside part that I want it to be. Anyway, so again, you just peel off the backing, you put it down, you rub it, and this is kind of a rounded shape, so you have to be a little careful. And then you just take the plastic part and burnish it, and I think that looks really, really good. I think it just gives it's just like a cameo effect to it. So again, I'm going to go ahead and put that same sealant on and do the front and the back. And I'm going to do a couple coats really. I just wait for them to dry in between. And all I'm going to do on this last one is I have this little square or rectangle lady picture, and I'm going to put that right on there. And I did cut it a little bit to make sure it would fit on there well. And now all I'm going to do is take a little bit of Rub and Buff and put that all over the frames, put it on my finger and just go around the frames on the highlights. And that is going to really, really make them pop a little bit. And I think these things turned out fantastic. And there's so many different things that you could do. So, I mean, there's so many papers that you can use. And like I said, if you have an inkjet, just put a sealant on it and you'll be able to use it. So all I'm going to do now is come up with what ribbons I want to put on the back. Now you could punch holes in this at the top and then put your ribbon through there, but I just thought it would be easier to put a little hot glue on the back. and just neatly glue it. And these are actually very, very lightweight. So the hot glue should hold them just fine. Shouldn't be any problem with that. And so I have some velvet ribbon that I'm going to use, and then I have some plaid ribbon, and then a little satin ribbon, and I'm just kind of going through my ribbons, deciding which ones I want where, and I'm just going to put a dot of glue, 2 dots, and make a little hanger so it'll hang somewhat evenly on the tree. And I think that's just the perfect touch. Like I said, you could put a hole in the middle and string a hanger through there, but I think that works really well. And plus it's like a picture frame to me, and that's how you would probably hang it. So I'm going to use the plaid ribbon on this one because I think it'll look really good with this frame. And I'm guesstimating the size that I need. I really don't even know. But I'm just putting a little dot of glue, and I'm trying to put the glue in the same spot on each side so that these will hang evenly on the tree. And I'm, trying to do it neatly, so, because you're still going to see the back. So, and I don't think that looks bad at all, so I'll do that one. And I think on this one, I use my green velvet. Do is add the velvet to that one, and then I think I put a little satin ribbon on the other one, and I'm done. And just remember, you don't have to have rub-ons. You can have anything you want. And these frames I think are a really good investment. I could see using them for a lot of different things. I use frames all the time on the front of my junk journals, so I can definitely see pouring these, and they're very, very lightweight. You can do it out of paper clay too if you want to. So now I'm just going to do ribbon to the last one, and here they are, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you get something out of it. Just remember all of the possibilities of the things that you can put in there, and I hope to see you again soon. I'm not sure what my next video will be, but if not, have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you all soon. So take care.